ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं सागरजातं सगणनाथं विदं तं सजीवं सावधूतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सगणललिता श्रीविशाखावितांश्च हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त श्रीराधाकान्त नमस्ते तप्तकाञ्चनचकाराङ्गी शादेविन्दवनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिय वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्यः च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासदि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। So we are going to read the introduction. कृष्ण 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 हे कृष्ण 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 हे कृष्ण 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 रक्ष मां कृष्ण 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 पाहि मां राम राघव राम राघव रक्ष मां कृष्ण केशव कृष्ण केशव पाहि मां। The killing of Dhenukasur में का भक्त का ऊपर जाता रहा. In this way, Sri Krishna, along with his elder brother Balaram, passed the childhood age known as Kumar and stepped into the age of Pauganda. Hari. From 6th year up to the 10th, at that time, all the cowherd men conferred and agreed to give those boys who had passed their 5th year charge of the cows in the pasturing ground. Given charge of the cows, Krishna and Balram traversed Vrindavan, purified the land with their lotus footprints. Accompanied by the cowherd boys and Balaram, Krishna brought forward the cows and played on his flute. And as he entered the forest of Vrindavan, which was full of flowers, vegetation, and pasturing grass, इन्नी चिड़मती आशीष accompanied by the cowherd boys and Balaram, Krishna brought forward the cow full of flowers, vegetation, and pasturing grass. The Vrindavan forest was sanctified as the clear mind of a devotee and was full of peace, flowers, and fruits. There were chirping birds and clear water lakes with wait a second. Yes, this is what we are going to read today. Shh, बंद कर. So today we are going to read chapter number 14, prayers offered by Lord Brahma to Lord Krishna. So let us read what interesting prayer uh, is he going to offer to Lord Krishna. Brahma said, my dear Lord, you are the only worshipable Supreme Lord, the personality of Godhead, and therefore I am offering my humble obeisances and prayer just to please you. Your bodily features are the colors of cloud filled with water. You are glittering with a silver electric aura emanating from your yellow garments. So, Let me offer my respectful obeisances unto the son of Maharaj Nanda, who is standing before me with conch shell earrings and a peacock feather onto his head. Peacock feather onto his head. Let me offer my respectful obeisances unto the sons of Maharaj Nanda. मुझे महाराज नंद के जो पुत्र हैं उनके प्रति बहुत बहुत ज़्यादा प्रणाम, दंडवत प्रणाम करने दो, जो कि मेरे आगे खड़े हैं, जिन्होंने शंख वाले ईयरिंग पहन रखे हैं, शंख वाली बालियां पहन रखी हैं, आ, और उनके सर के ऊपर मोर पंख लगा हुआ है। ठीक। His face is beautiful. He is wearing a helmet and is garlanded by flowers, forest flowers. And he stands with a morsel of food in his hand. He is decorated with a cane, a buffalo horn bugle, and a flute. He stands before me with small lotus feet. My dear Lord, please, people say, may. Uh, My dear Lord, people may say that I am master of all Vedic knowledge and I am supposed to be creator of this universe. But it has been proved now that I cannot understand you who are present before me just like a child. You are playing with your boyfriends and cows, which might imply that you do not even have sufficient education. You are appearing just like a village boy, carrying your food in your hand and searching for your calves. And yet, there is so much difference between your body and mine that I cannot estimate the potency of your body. As I have already stated in the Brahma Samhita, your body is not material. Hmm. उठा भी ना, पढ़ाई में लगाओ। कौन? हम्म। हाँ, देख लेता, नहीं देख रहा तो कन्नड़ देख सका है। In the in the Brahma Samhita, it is stated that the body of the Lord is all spiritual. There is no difference between the Lord's body and his self. Each limb of his body can perform the action of all the others. The Lord can see with his hands, he can hear with his eyes, he can accept offering with his legs, and he can create with his mouth. So So it is not what we think usually. So Lord body is spiritual. Brahma continued, your appearance as a cowherd child is for the benefit of the devotees, and although I have committed an offense at your lotus feet by stealing away your boys and cows, I can understand that you have bestowed your mercy upon me. This shows your transcendental quality of being very affectionate toward your devotees. But in spite of your great affection for me, I cannot estimate the potency of your bodily activities. It is to be understood that when I, Brahma, the Supreme Personality of this universe, cannot estimate the childlike body of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, then what to speak of others? And I cannot estimate the spiritual potency of your childlike body. Then what can I understand about your transcendental pastimes? Therefore, it is said in the Bhagavad Gita, anyone who can understand a little of transcendental pastime, appearance and disappearance of the Lord, becomes immediately eligible to enter the kingdom of God after quitting the material body. This statement is confirmed in the Vedas, where it is stated simply by understanding the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one can overcome the chain of repeated birth and death. I therefore recommend that people should not try to understand you by their speculative knowledge. गेट लॉक्ड है मेन गेट दीपेंद्र प्रभु मेन गेट लॉक है करके आओ The best process for understanding you is to submissively give up the speculative process and try to hear about you either from yourself as you have given statements in the Bhagavad Gita and many similar Vedic literatures, or from a realized devotee who has taken shelter at your lotus feet. One who has to hear from a devotee without speculation. One does not even need to change his worldly position. He simply has to hear your message. Although you are not understandable by material senses, simply by hearing about you, one can gradually conquer the nuisance of misunderstanding by your own grace. One does not need to change his worldly position, he simply has to hear your message. Although you are not understandable by the material senses, simply by hearing about you, one can gradually conquer the nuisance of misunderstanding. By your own grace only, you became revealed to a devotee. You are unconquerable by any other means. Speculative knowledge without any trace of devotional service is simply a useless waste of time in search of you. Devotional service is so important that even a little attempt can raise one to the highest perfectional platform. One should not therefore neglect this auspicious process of devotional service and take to the speculative method. By the speculative method, one may gain partial knowledge of your cosmic manifestation, but but it is not possible to understand you, the origin of everything. The attempt of person who are interested only in speculative knowledge is simply wasted labor, like the labor of a person who an empty husk of rice paddy. A little quantity of paddy can be husked by grinding wheel, and one can gain some grains of rice. But if the skin of the paddy has been already beaten by the grinding wheel, there is no further gain in beating even a huge quantity of the husk. It is simply useless labor. My dear Lord, there are many instances in the history of a human society where a person, after failing to achieve the transcendental platform, engaged himself in devotional service with his body, mind, and words, and thus attained the highest perfection state of entering into your abode. The process of understanding you by speculation or mystic meditation are all useless without devotional service. One should therefore engage himself in 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 your devotional service even when his worldly activities, and one should always keep himself near you by the process of hearing and chanting your transcendental glories. Simply by being attached to hearing and chanting your glories, one can retain the highest perfectional stage of entering into your kingdom. If a person therefore always keeps in touch with you and by hearing and chanting your glories and offers the result of his work for your satisfaction only, he very easily and happily attains entrance into your supreme abode. You are realizable by person who have cleansed their heart of all contamination. This cleansing of heart is made by possibly chanting and hearing. काफी time है अभी. Chanting and hearing the glories of your lordship is all pervading, as it is stated by Lord Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita. Everything is sustained by me, but at the same time I am not in everything. Since the Lord is all pervading, there is nothing existing without his knowledge. The all pervasive nature of the Supreme Personality of Godhead can never be within the limited knowledge of a living entity. Therefore, a person who has attained steadiness of the mind by fixing the mind on the lotus feet of the Lord is able to understand the Supreme Lord to some extent. It is the business of the mind to wander over varied subject matter for sense gratification. So we must not listen to mind. Especially I must not listen to the mind. My mind disturbs me so much. It really disturbs me. Hmm. Oh Krishna, I would pray that my mind engages in your service. Therefore, only a person who always engages the senses in the service of the Lord can control the mind and be fixed at the lotus feet of the Lord. This concentration of the mind upon the lotus feet of the Lord is called samadhi. So, if there's a person who is always engaged in the service of the Lord and can control the mind and is always fixed at the lotus feet of the Lord, this concentration upon the lotus feet of the Lord is called samadhi. Simply, that is what just we have to do, nothing else. Until one reaches the stage of samadhi or trance, he cannot understand the nature of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. There may be some philosopher or scientist who can study the cosmic nature from atom to atom. They may be so advanced that they can count the atomic composition of the cosmic atmosphere, or all the planets and stars in the sky, or even the shining molecular particles of the sun or of the stars and other luminaries in the sky. But it is not possible to count the qualities of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So it is really impossible to count the qualities of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is everything. As described in the beginning of the Vedanta Sutra, the Supreme Personality is the origin of all qualities. He is generally called Nirgun. Nirgun means whose qualities are beyond estimation. Guna means quality and Nir means beyond estimation. But impersonalists interpret this word Nirgud as having no quality, because they are unable to estimate the quality of Lord in transcendental realization. They conclude that the Supreme Personality of Lord has no qualities, but that is actually not the position. The real position is that He is the original source of all qualities. All qualities are emanating constantly from Him. Therefore, one can a limited person count the qualities of Lord? One may estimate the qualities of the Lord at one moment. O Krishna, one may estimate the qualities of the Lord at one moment, but the next moment the qualities have increased. So it is not possible to make an estimation of the transcendental qualities of the Lord. He is therefore called Nirguna. There is no need of adopting the speculative method or exercising the body to attain mystic yoga perfection. One should simply understand that the distress and happiness of the body are predestined. There is no need to try to avoid the distress of this bodily existence or to attempt to achieve happiness by different types of exercises. The best course is to surrender unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead within the body, mind, and words, and always be engaged in His service. This transcendental labor is fruitful, but other attempts to understand the absolute truth are never successful. Therefore, an intelligent man does not try to understand the absolute truth by speculative or mystic power. Rather, he engages in devotional service and depends on the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He knows that whatever m- may happen to the body is due to his past fruitive activities. If one lives such a simple life in devotional service, then automatically he inherits the transcendental abode of the Lord. Actually, even living entities is a part and parcel of the Supreme Lord and a son of the Godhead. Each has a natural right to Each has a natural right to inherit and share the transcendental pleasures of the Lord. But due to contact of the matter, conditioned living entities have been practically disinherited. If one adopts the simple method of engaging himself in devotional service, automatically he becomes eligible to be freed from material contamination and elevated to the transcendental position of associating with the Supreme Lord. Lord Brahma presented himself to Lord Krishna as the most presumptuous living creature because he wanted to examine the wonder of his personal power. He stole the boys and calves of the Lord in order to see how the Lord would recover them. Now, Lord Brahma admitted that his attempt was most presumptuous, for he was attempted to test his energy before the person of the original energy. Coming to his senses, Lord Brahma saw that although he was very powerful living creature in the estimation of all other living creatures within this material world, his power was nothing in comparison with the power and energy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The scientists of material uh, world have invented wonders such as atomic weapons, and when tested in a city or some insignificant place on this planet, such powerful weapons create so called havoc. But if the atomic weapons are tested on the sun, what is their significance? They are insignificant there. Similarly, Brahma's stealing of the cows and boys from Sri Krishna may be a wonderful display of mystic power, but when Krishna exhibited his expansive power in so many cows and boys and maintained them without effort, Brahma could understand that his power was insignificant. Yo. Brahma addressed Lord Krishna as Achyut because Lord is never forgetful of a little service rendered by his devotee. He is so kind and affectionate towards his devotee that a little service by them is accepted by him as a great deal. Brahma has certainly rendered much service to the Lord. As the Supreme Personality in charge of this particular universe, he is without a doubt a faithful servant of Krishna. Therefore, he could appease Krishna. He asked that Lord understand him as a subordinate servant whose little mistake and impudence might be excused. He admitted that he was puffed up by his powerful position as Lord Brahma because he is qualitative incarnation of the mode of passion within this material world. This was natural for him, and therefore he committed the mistake. But Lord Brahma hoped that since he was, after all, Lord Krishna's subordinate, the Lord would kindly take compassion upon him and excuse him for his gross mistake. So, dear Krishna, I would also request that you also forgive my mistake. Who is this? हाँ. Hmm. Lord Brahma realizes actual person. He is certainly the supreme teacher of this universe, in charge of the production of material nature, consisting of the complete material energy, false ego, sky, air, fire, water, and earth. Such a universe may be gigantic, but it can be measured, just as we measure our body as seven spans. Generally, everyone's personal body measurement is calculated to be seven spans of his hand. This particular universe may appear as a very gigantic body, but is nothing than the measurement of a seven span of Lord Brahma. Aside from this universe, there are unlimited other universes which are outside the jurisdiction of this particular Lord Brahma. Just as innumerable atomic infringimental fragments pass through the holes of a screened window, So millions and trillions of universe in their seedling form are coming out of the bodily pores of Mahavishnu, and that Mahavishnu is but a part of the plenary expansion of Krishna. Under these circumstances, although Lord Brahma is the supreme creature within this universe, what is his importance in presence of Krishna? Hmm. Lord Brahma therefore compared himself to a little child within the womb of his mother. If the child within the womb plays with his hands and legs, and while playing touches the body of the mother is the mother offended with the child? Of course she isn't. Similarly, Lord Brahma may be a very great personality, and yet not only Brahma but everything that be extending within the womb of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Lord's energy is all pervading. There is no place in the creation where it is not acting. Since everything is existing within the energy of the Lord, the Brahma of the universe, Brahma of the many other millions and trillions of universes are existing within the energy of the Lord. Therefore, the Lord is considered to be the mother, and everything existing within the womb of the mother is considered to be the child, and the good mother is never offended with the child, even if he touches the body of the mother by kicking his legs. Lord Brahma then said that his birth was from the lotus flower which blossomed from the navel of Narayan after the dissolution of the three worlds or the three planetary systems, known as Bhurloka. Hmm. लसत् कुण्डलं पीतं सच्चिदानन्दरूपम्. that the remembrance of the living entity is due to the presence of the super soul within the heart. After changing the body, a living creature forgets everything of his past life. But because Narayan, the super soul, is present within his heart, he is reminded by him to act according to his past desire. Lord Brahma wanted to prove that Krishna is the original Narayan, that he is the source of Narayan, and that Narayan is not an exhibition of the external energy, Maya, but it is an expansion of the spiritual energy. The activities of the external energy, Maya, are exhibited after creation of this cosmic world, and the original spiritual energy of Narayan was acting before the creation. So the expansion of Narayan from Narayan to Shirodakshay Vishnu, from Karnodakshay Vishnu to Garbhodakshay Vishnu, and from Garbhodakshay Vishnu to Shirodakshay Vishnu, to everyone's heart, are actually Krishna's expansion, manifestation of his spiritual energy. They are not conducted by the material energy, therefore, they are not temporary. Anything conducted by the material energy is temporary, but everything executed by the spiritual energy is eternal. Hare Krishna. So, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Today we will end our session here only. Hare Krishna.